By Willamette Valley standards, yesterday was a pretty good day for thunderstorm lovers out there. There is still a chance of thunderstorms today, though that chance is going down compared to what we saw yesterday and looks to be more of our traditional springtime thunderstorms. So this video will be going over both subjects. I'm meteorologist Hans Leach, and this is going to be my final update on this severe weather event. So first off, we have the lightning density on Friday, and this, like the previous days, rolled up from the south, mainly being confined to the Cascade foothills and the eastern fringe of the Coast Range, though some cells did make it into the Willamette Valley. So this is better shown in the radar loop here. The first cell that formed right at about 4 p.m. went into Cottage Grove and ended up going towards the western portions of Eugene and ended up merging with the cell that went up to Corvallis. A second cell formed to the east, and that was primarily along the Cascade foothills between in central Lynn County and central Clackamas County, while a third cell briefly formed in the Cascades proper in Clackamas County. Cell number 4 formed in rural Polk County, just south of Sheridan, and this one moved slowly to the north, eventually affecting Hillsborough. And a fifth cell formed seemingly out of nowhere, died, and then came back again on the Multnomah Columbia County border. And then briefly, there was another cell that formed just east of Newburgh, right there, but it quickly died off too, as this wider rain band moved in from the south, which this rain band killed the thunderstorm chances beyond about 9 p.m. for the Portland metro area and about 8 p.m. for the Northern Valley and about 6 to 7 p.m. for areas down south. So timeline was pretty good compared to what I forecasted overall. In terms of the recap, on the left here, I have the Lightning app. I screenshotted it right when the Hillsborough cell was peaking, showing over about 200 strikes. And some of these strikes were so clustered that despite me being zoomed in relatively good ways, it was still showing 100 strikes within about a 5-mile radius, which for here, that's a lot. In the Midwest, that's Tuesday. So, like I previously mentioned, those were our main hotspots. Timeline was about 4 to 9 p.m. Um, and then going over some images. Unfortunately, this isn't loading, so let me take this out of. There we go. All right. So, this is my own capture of a thunderstorm that occurred right at sunset. I think the contrast is pretty cool, seeing the colors of sunset while seeing that thunderstorm. That is all rain. And briefly, you can see a strike flash up, but because I am about 15 miles away from that thunderstorm, you don't see the strike, like, actually. So there were some images of strikes that did occur. This one was in Forest Grove. Credit goes to William Johnson for allowing me to use his image. And other images like this I have seen in weather forums and the Facebook groups that I am a part of. So a very active night for certain areas of the Willamette Valley. Now, on to what's going to be happening on Saturday here. And the more dominant low pressure system that was further off our coast is starting to get closer. This is going to be situated further to the north compared to yesterday's system. And as a result, it is still going to bring a little bit of a southerly flow, maybe a little bit southeasterly, but because of the position being further north and this system cooling temperatures off significantly, that is going to lessen the fuel for these thunderstorms. And I think it's going to need some external force compared to just meteorological components. In this case, I think think that would be some help from terrain. So most likely that would mean each cells would need to be over the Cascade foothills or over the West Hills in order for it to produce thunderstorms. In terms of the quick overview of the timeline, I think that this will be more like a one clap wonder type event where any thunderstorms will be brief compared to what I showed on the radar loop, where these cells were lasting 3 hours in some cases, which is unusually long for thunderstorms here in the Willamette Valley, especially during the month of April. Most showers will be in the latter half of the day, and as a note, the next day where I see it being more wet than dry is Wednesday for Portland, Tuesday for the South Valley right now. And then some other forecast notes. The thunderstorm coverage will be lower than on Friday. Like if you, my quick estimation would be about 40% of the landmass of the Willamette Valley saw thunderstorms on Friday. I think it'll be closer to about 10 to 20% for comparison. If it does happen, get to an indoor facility. I do not see any chance of severe thunderstorms today, and like I previously mentioned, it is more likely in the Cascades and the eastern Willamette Valley, though there are a few models that support a West Hills cell. I think that if that were to happen, it would be due to terrain forcing. All right, and on to our look at the forecast models here. I'm just going to take a look at the RRFS for the purposes of this video, though I did look at more when constructing the forecast. Starting this off this morning at about 9 a.m. and it shows showers to the north. They will not produce any thunderstorms. As we move this throughout the day, now we're at about 1 p.m. It's showing some showers to the south, a couple of which might produce thunderstorms. This cell would be right at the edge of the Lynn County foothills. And as we go into the evening hours, this is now at 4 p.m. It's showing a chance of thunderstorms in the eastern lowlands / Cascade foothills and one cell on the West Hills if this model were to verify. And then as we go into the actual evening hours, it's just back to some drizzle and then a dry overnight hours on Saturday. And Sunday, some lingering showers that could happen, but Sunday will be more dry than wet. On to what the Storm Prediction Center thinks. This is their convective outlook for today, and it's showing just general thunderstorms similar to yesterday at this time. However, I will note that at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, you may have seen me post something on my post tab on the YouTube showing that we got upgraded to a marginal risk. I don't anticipate that happening tomorrow / today. This is their thunderstorm outlook, and it's showing a 10% chance approximately for thunderstorms pretty much anywhere in the Willamette Valley. That's down from 40 to, in some areas, 70% chance that it was showing for Friday. All right, and on to the 7-day forecast. I'll start with the southern Willamette Valley. Temperatures will be far closer to normal for the most part, with off and on showers both today and tomorrow. A dry day on Monday. Tuesday, rain returns. I do still see some sun breaks on Tuesday for the South Valley before going into full on rain now on Wednesday. That's looking more wet than it did this time yesterday. And then Thursday and Friday looking dry at this time. Low temperatures will be in the 40s to right around 50 degrees with the exception of Thursday into Friday where a frost is possible in rural areas. For the Portland metro area, slight chance of a thunderstorm today. I'll put the odds at about 20 to 30% chance. Again, highest in the West Hills and in the Cascade foothills. High temperature right around 65 degrees before or dropping a couple of degrees more to the mid to upper 50s going into next week. Chance of rain on Tuesday is lower than that of the South Valley for the Portland metro area, but similar to the South Valley Wednesday does look like a soaker for at least the first half of the day, and a dry day on Thursday and Friday. I will note that on Thursday there could be a lingering shower in the South Valley during the pre-sunrise hours, but I don't anticipate that right now for Portland. So thank you all for watching over the last 3 days. I did go storm chasing in yesterday. I haven't compiled all the footage yet. I don't know how much of it turned out, if it's even worth posting yet or not. If I do, most likely I'll post at the very least, the raw footage if I don't want to edit it down. So if I do decide to post that, stay tuned for that. Otherwise, stay safe out there and take care.